Because we belong to the Commonwealth and England was always in our law, in our history, in our education. England sounded familiar, I think, which is why people went to England, because it sounded as if it's the mother country, wasn't it? It's as if England was just a parent of Trinidad, so why not go to your parent?
I used to get nursing magazines, and my sister and I got together, and I thought, I don't know what, we just applied to about half a dozen hospitals. My parents didn't know about this, and we applied to hospital, and I don't think they knew until we had an interview. And by that time they had to know, because we had to get to Kingston to do the interview. So we had to tell our parents, because we had to go, you know, we had to have new frocks and things. Brighton General was the first one to reply, and my sister said, which hospital shall we choose? And I said, well, we go to the first one that's answered our letter.
Oh yeah, my mum was the old-fashioned housewife. She had 5 children to bring up, and so she devoted herself to bringing up the children. She was very ambitious for us, so she wanted to make sure we had everything. And my dad was a bus driver, yeah, so he was the only one bringing the money. I should tell her that. My mother used to do odd jobs here and there, working for white people, as we called it. She would do their ironing, and she traveled miles. What used to happen is if some other person was working for a white family, because the white family had the money to pay maids or rich black people, they'd say to my mother, well, you know, the woman I'm working for needs an ironer or a washer or something, if they were the housekeeper.
When I left home, I had saved some money when I said I worked for 2 years, and my dad gave me some. And that was all. He never sent me any more money until I was married. They never had to send me any money.
I can remember running a ward at night, on night duty, and if you were sitting down reading some files or whatever, and the night sister came up on the ward, which was her job, she had to do rounds, make sure you were doing your job properly, you stood up at attention. And on a freezing cold night, you're sitting in your cardigan over your uniform, you had to take that cardigan off. So there was a lot of... you asking me about getting used to it and the culture. There was a lot of adaptations. There's a lot of things you had to do. You had to respect the strata.
I don't know what I expected, but we were given a large can with all our cleaning supplies, and we met our tutors, and we were given instructions on how to dust and how to sweep and how to clean, and I guess that's when our training started.
In Brighton it was sunny, but when I got outside, the cold hit you, you know. It was so deceptive, you know.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh no. But you learn. And then walking up the hill to the hospital and down. We didn't have hills in Guyana where we were on the coast. There's nothing like a hill to walk up and down. I had to learn to do that.
You shared everything with your friends. And if anybody was doing a bit of cooking, there was, as I said to you, the end of each floor had a one burneth ring. What, hot plates they call them? Hot plates. Yeah. And the girls would knock up something nice if they found something that they used to, or came in their parcel they could cook. And we'd all meet in one room and have a bit of everything.
Was it difficult?
And if girls were going to see family or friends, they'll say, do you want to come? My family won't object. Come down, come for the ride up. To stay the night with my aunt, uncle, or whoever. And you get to know other people's friends and other people's families.
Social life was mainly, for the first year or so, Palace Pier.
Yes.
Oh, that was absolutely a fantastic place. We'd be there every day, every night. And then we got to the Regent. The Regent, we used to go dancing, we used to go cinema, dancing, lots of parties. Everybody would have parties and invite us. we'd crawl in at 7 o'clock, get dressed and be on duty at 7:30, and it was a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun. It was good, but matron caught you in trouble.
Before I came here, we used to have the Helen Shapiro hairstyle.
What was that?
Helen Shapiro was a tease and the fringe in front. Sort of big, like bouffant.
Like beehive.
Beehive type, yeah. So I did have that, but that's before I came here. When I came here, it was like the Twiggy hairstyle, which was like all braided at the back with a side parting and all, sort of like a Twiggy do, because she was the stick thin model at the time.
But what made up is these other nurses who lived in the area and would take you home weekends. They didn't have to. And the parents made you feel so, and they were all older than I am.
Mm-hmm.
They were nurses much older than I am. But it took me home to their homes. And then I saw English culture as such, high tea, interesting. And nice meals and things like that, because the hospital meal wasn't anything to talk about. So those weekends, that really overcompensated for all the negatives.
Yeah.
And I corresponded with them until they died.
I remember Christmas as being very, very fun. I remember Christmas is the first time I had too much to drink. And that whole experience with Joan by my side, trying to get back on duty, get back on my feet after a night of drinking port that was not very good and singing carols all night and trying to get up to go on duty. And all the pranks we got up to. Simple things were so much fun.
We moved into a house and we lived in Port Slade. And there again, a group of friends that were in similar circumstances with children growing up by then. And that was like our second family.
And even my patients, I corresponded with them. They used to knit me sweaters. I didn't have to buy nylons nor chocolates nor magazines. They were provided. Somehow my patients provide. One of them knitted a sweater for me. I went to their home, some of them, and even when I went back to Guyana, got married, came back with my 3 children and husband and stayed in their homes for a week there too.
You were brave to come up all the way, such a long way away. Go to a completely different climate, place where you knew nobody at all. My sister was here, but I didn't communicate with her. And had no friends, who knew nobody, came here.
It taught me responsibility in a hurry, and to stand on your own and to be independent and to have a voice. I think it's made me who I am. I have a lot of confidence in myself and what I can do, and nothing is impossible. And I've taught my kids the same. I mean, I have allowed my kids to travel. I have, and I'd love my grandkids to do the same. To get out on their own, to have the experience. You can't live their lives for them. I would do it in a heartbeat.